loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. So your mouth will say anything, but it's your actions that's going to tell the tale. So when you're conducting yourself, you want to conduct yourself as a leader. Know that somebody is watching you all the time.
For those who are in the industry just getting started, it's going to take a while. It's going to take, be patient. That's one of the patience. And the other, listen, know this. Business cards are meant to be given away. They order them, put your picture on them, and become a stylist. You are a stylist. When you graduate from cosmetology school, you are just as privileged as the next person, immediately. Now, when you assist, and I have an assistant, I teach my assistants how to run a salon. I expect you to lead me. I expect you to lead me. I don't want you up under me all the time. Now, if I did my job as a salon owner and a stylist, you should be strong enough, like a bird, to get ready to go and fly. If I feed you, then you should be strong enough to fly. If you feel weak, stay. If you feel strong, fly.
That's it.
That's it. And you know what? And don't look at nobody. I'm going to say this to everybody in here. You are ultimately responsible for your success.
That's it.
You. Not the style, not the salon, not the stylist next to you. I love people who are good. I love great hair. I adore a fantastic, I don't do everything. That hair weaving, don't look over here. Let me tell you why. I got somebody in my salon who specializes.
Yeah.
Everybody who wants a hair weave, guess what? She's making a killing and she's paying rent. You must, I'm going to be finished, specialize in what you do. I am a hair colorist. I can cut the full stem out of here. I'm BDOS Sassoon trained. I'm also a L'Oreal hire. So if you come for cut and color, I'm gonna turn you out.
Yeah.
If you come for me a hair weave, it's gonna be gone before, because we gonna go let your window down, it's gonna flow away. I don't know how to do that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show you something. You can't be good at everything.
Right.
You got to learn like a doctor to specialize. And we got ophthalmologists, we got dentists, we got internal medicine specialists. Every doctor's not as good. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm married to one. I know for sure she ain't good. I'm better than at what I do than what she does. She talk about, well, you go see your doctor. I said, well, when it's time to get your hair done, guess what? You go see another stylist. No. In other words, you have the same respectability on your knowledge base to take. And I'm telling this new people, take one thing. Don't take everything. Take one thing and be good at it. Yeah. Learn how to cut hair. Learn how to color hair. Learn how to relax hair. Take them one at a time. That's after you graduate. Take one thing. And the second thing is, get you a stack of business cards and everybody you see. Because God tells you, I'm going to tell you, everybody that cross your path is meant to cross your path. Everybody. And that's a client. That's a client. And when you build that clientele up, you get 10 people, you can get 20. You get 20, you can get 40. And after you get 40 or 50 people coming regularly to you, you have a clientele. And you're only as good as your relationship you build. So don't just think you pass on a car. Speak to them. How you doing, Sylvia? Don't even know Sylvia. How you doing? Girl, you look good. I like your hair. I compliment. I ain't got to like her hair, but I got to say I like her hair. You understand what I'm saying? You got to learn how to touch people. Get into people. You can't be over here talking about, hey, Sylvia, how you doing? I have not broken the barrier.
Yeah.
I've broken the barrier when I reached out and I, Bill South, touched her. I touched her. With the next thing I'm going to touch her with is my what? Car. There you go. Girl, that's money. That's a car. I'm saying this passing out what? Money.
Yeah.
And you know what else, Sylvia? I'm available for you.
Okay, business basics. You don't have notes on that, so you want to write it down, especially those that are aspiring to be business owners, salon owners. So you go to the top of page 2, it says business basics. Business basics, first you have to determine what your business structure is, how you're going to do your advertising and marketing. You want to have business advisors, somebody that's going to help you along the way. We called them mentors earlier. You want to have financing and financial management systems in place so you can manage your money. You want to have your management and operations. That's where your systems come into play. Somebody said she wants to come up with a system. We'll go over that. And management and operation. And then your staffing. First, your business structure. You can be a, I'm not finished, go back. I'm gonna keep on talking. Your business structure. You could be a sole proprietor, a LLC, a corporation, whether it's an S Corp or a C Corp. As a sole proprietor, you are your own business. Sole proprietorship is not really recommended right now because if someone was to sue you, they can take everything that you have. So as a salon owner, you want to either be an LLC, an S Corp, or a C Corp. Your accountant, your CPA can kind of help you determine which one is going to work best for the setup that you have. But most chain salons are C Corps. That means that they can trade on the stock market, they have shareholders and things of that chain salon owners. Most small business salons are S Corps. That means sub-corporate. Media print can be getting an article written up in the paper or something like that. Like the lady that does the fashion show. She can say something in the paper, get somebody to write up something about her in the paper. That's free advertising. You can call black salons, black hairstylists, those different magazines, submit an article to those magazines. That's free. And you get your name out there. You can say, tell your customers, I was featured in such and such a magazine. Web print and internet presence. You have to have a web page. If you don't have a web page, go to high school and get a student to make you one, because they know how to do it. They come with computer chips. They just know how to do it. And I always say, I'm old enough to not know how to do it, but I'm young enough to know that I need to know how to do it.
Yeah.
So my kids do a lot of stuff for me and help me do a lot of stuff. I even putting together this PowerPoint presentation, my kids do that. And if I need some change, I'm like, how could y'all come and do this for me? It's this easy. No, it's easy for you.
Right.
It's not easy for
Right.
me. I'm a right-brain, creative individual. That stuff is just not easy for me. And then direct mail. Oh, even with the internet presence, how many of you are on Mazzani Salon Locator? 1, 2, 3, oh man. If somebody is looking for somebody in Houston that uses Mazzani products, they go on the Mazzani Salon Locator. So those 3 ladies will come up. So you want to go on to Mazzani's website and sign up as for their salon locator. So if somebody is looking for somebody that uses Mazzani products, your information will come up. Get on those social networking sites, Facebook and LinkedIn and all that stuff, and let people know what you do. People travel, people move, people relocate. Internet is a wonderful advertising marketing strategy. And last but not least, we have direct mail and newsletters. Direct mail can be done directly via email or hard copy mail. We're trying to do away with hard copy mail, but some people just like to get a postcard in their hand. They like something that's personally signed. Newsletters can be hard copy newsletters or electronic. Let's look at some electronic newsletters. These were some articles when I talked about being featured in certain magazines and stuff. Mazzani was featured in Upscale and talked about some beauty secrets. There was Mazzani. What that says for you is when your clients are looking for Mazzani and they read about it, they'll come and ask you some questions about it. So that's creating brand recognition. These are Mazzani's newsletters. So Mazzani electronically emails those out on a regular basis. It's cut in half. When you get the email, the girl is at the top, the information is at the bottom, but it just wasn't fitting on there thoroughly. And they have another newsletter. That's the latest newsletter. I want to say that was in spring of 2009. That's talking about the thermosmooth system. So, like I said, newsletters can be electronic or it can be hard copy newsletters. Your business advisors, that's the next key point that we talked about. Business advisors, your CPA, legal representative, which would be an attorney, a banker, and a mentor. So you need to have those 4 relationships are crucial in building your business. This is to help you have a strong foundation. Bookkeeping, payroll, taxes, cash flow, line of credit. If you're not a good bookkeeper, hire a bookkeeper. If you don't keep good books, at least tally out your day and keep those numbers and let somebody know these are the numbers for the day. You have to pay taxes. This is a cash-based industry, but if you have a Cadillac or $50,000 and you claim $10,000 to the IRS, they know better. something in writing that you can go back to and say what you expect. So this is our policy on dress code. This is our policy on calling off. This is the policy on whatever. You want to have all of that in your policies and procedures. And your procedure will be how do you plan for them to do things. If you are going to be off more than 3 days, we need a written notice. If you don't come back more than 4 days without us hearing from you, you have voluntarily dismissed your position. Something like that. All of that needs to be in writing. Strategic planning. We did a little strategic planning today when we wrote down those 5 goals. So that's our plan, how we plan to get there. And business planning. In business planning, it's very important to have a business plan. And it'll have all those business components that we went over in it. Staffing or organizational chart. If you have a salon with, I'm going to say 5 or more people, it needs to be an organizational flow. I am the CEO, this is the team leader, these are the stylists, the nail tech, the makeup artist, or whatever. Who would answer to who? When I had a staff of 23, I was like going crazy. And I was like, you know, everybody can't keep coming to me. I'm still servicing my clients. I still have other things to do. So we put a system in place. I am the last resort. You go to the team leaders first. So we have a stylist team leader, we have a spa team leader, we have a nail team leader. So if you have any issues or concern, go to the team leaders. If the team leaders can't help you, let the team leaders come to me. That way I'm not dealing with 23 people all the time. I'm dealing with 3 key people. But those 3 people have to have my heartbeat. You can't, I had one little girl that, oh no, what was her problem? She was just so rude and no, you can't do that. That's not how I flow. So you don't want somebody to be a team leader or represent you that doesn't have your heartbeat. Because if they don't have your heart, they will misrepresent you. And you don't want to be misrepresented. Because if they're out on the front line and doing something, they're thinking that that's you saying that. So you want to have some type of organizational chart. Hiring and career development. It's good to have some in-salon training. Like you all are here today, go back and train your staff. Go back and train somebody else, and that helps to reinforce what you learned today. Engage in active mentorship, co-workers and staff. What I find sometimes people know what you expect, but then a bad seed will come in and kind of poison the atmosphere and poison the flow. You have to build up your staff so they can know if someone comes in contrary to what it is that we're doing, you need to be strong enough to say, no, we don't work like that here. This is how we work. And utilize community activities to develop your career. That goes back to the network. Start the day the Mazzani way. And starting the day the Mazzani way, you all can read whatever is on the handout later. I'm going to just kind of stick with the PowerPoint because Gino does have a product knowledge presentation to do, okay? Start the day the Mazzani way. We want to arrive to work at least 30 minutes early to prepare for our clients so we can set up everything that we need. We don't want to come in the salon when our stylist is coming. When our clients are coming to the salon. Because image is everything. If you're charging $150 for a service, you need to have that image that projects $100, $150 for that service. And you can go to Walmart or you can go to Nordstrom's. And you can get pretty much the same thing. They sell cotton, wool, and silk at both of them. But at Nordstrom's, you're going to pay more. Why? Atmosphere, the presentation, everything. They're going to walk to the dressing room with you. She's going to stand right there and let you say that. She's going to say everything looks good. You should buy everything. Every perfume. They're going to spray perfume on you. They're going to get you coffee, tea, spring water, whatever you need. But you're not going to get that at Walmart. And it's okay. You have to set in your mind, who is my target market? How am I going to go after them? And what's going to be appealing to them? So I want to get to work 30 minutes early. I want to check all aspects of the salon projected image. What is that saying?
Make sure it's clean.
Make sure it's clean. Make sure the bathroom smells fresh. Make sure there's toilet paper in there. Paper towels. Image is everything. Image is the way you appear to others. And you want to be professional as in this industry. You always want to be professional. You can't be too friendly with your clients. Because when you get too friendly, you cross that line, and they'll be the first one to leave you and go sit in somebody else's chair and pay $20 more than what you was charging.
Right.
Greeting. Make a great impression, establishing a rapport and trust. We have verbal communication and nonverbal communication. In your greeting, when I had my salon, they always had to answer the phone and say, we're having a great day here at Mimi's. They're having this fun. And people would laugh and stuff, but they would always look forward to that. Right. We would call them the day before their appointment and say, we're having a great day here at Mimi's Hair, having this fun. We're looking forward to having a great day with you tomorrow. Right. We're calling to confirm your appointment at such and such a time. If there's some reason that you can't make it, please give us a call. You know, people always say I sound like one of them little operators over the phone. They're like, I thought you was a recording. But you want to have a scripted out greeting. So you don't want Michelle to answer the phone and say hello, and somebody else to answer the phone and say something else. Have a script so everybody can get the same service all the time. I always tell the stylist, sometimes people say, well, I'm not a morning person. Well, you shouldn't come to work till 2 o'clock. Because if you're not a morning person and you're dragging and you're slow and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then somebody is lacking. Are you going to charge 50% off because you're not a morning person? You're going to charge the client the same price, right? So you got to be the same all the time. You can't be slagging and lagging for your 9 o'clock appointment in the morning and have full energy after you've ate lunch for your 2 o'clock. You want to be consistent and persistent. Verbal and nonverbal communication. What is nonverbal communication? Body language. So what are you saying? If a client comes in the door and you say, come on back. What is that saying? You're not really feeling it. You go up and say, hi, Mrs. Jones, how are you today? Give her a hug and escort her back to the chair. I need you to have a seat right here. Don't just say have a seat when they look around like, where do you want me to have a seat? At the shampoo bowl, in your chair, in the waiting area? You want to get clear direction. Be very cognizant of your nonverbal communication. If they're telling you something and you're right there and you're doing that and you're listening, they don't feel that way. You want to look at them, you want to shake your head and give them nonverbal cues. And then verbal communication, we just want to be very enthusiastic when communicating. Make it a special day. You want to come up with different promotions that you can do in the salon. Go show to the next slide. This could be a good promotion. You can do Mazzani scalp care. You can write something on your mirror that says, ask me about Mazzani scalp care. So when everybody comes in, they'll ask you about Mazzani scalp care. And that gives you an opportunity to tell them about the product. If they have a dry scalp, a dandruff, or a scalp situation that they may need the product. But if not, they may know somebody that has a situation that can use the product. So you want to create fun days, client appreciation days, and things like that to get the clients to come and appreciate all the things that you do. The consultation, could you pass up this consultation form? The consultation is very important because that's when you do the discovery. That's when you find out what it is that they really came here for. Do anybody currently do a consultation in their salon? Can somebody share how you do that process? Anybody?
If it's a, even if it's a new person or if it's somebody who hasn't been ask them what they've been using on their hair, when was the last time they had a chemical service?
Right.
What are they looking to? Are they looking for a new look? Or are they looking to repair their hair? Or is it that they're trying to establish with their hair?
What they're trying to achieve. And that's very important. Now, Mazzani, we have 4 steps that we go over. First is the hair history. Is 5? 10. 4. Okay, thank you so much. 4 steps. 1 is the hair history. Why is it important to know the history?
There you go. Color last week. You don't do it next week.
Right. Next is the hair analysis. What are we looking for when we're analyzing the hair?
Texture.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you can establish needs.
Right, find out what it is that they need. Right, because if she got dry scalp, then we can recommend that dry scalp product for her. Then the personal information. Why is it important?